Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Escape Art by Scott, and I am Scott. This is a little tutorial on painting. This is my second video for YouTube, and let's get started. This is a 18 by 24 canvas. The first one I did was a 16 by 20. This is a big 18 by 24, so it's going to take a little bit longer time for me to paint. So I'm going to get right into it and do this a little bit quicker than I did before the first one. The first one took about an hour and 4 minutes, whatever it was. And so this one here, I don't want this video to last for 2 or 3 hours, because I know no one out there is going to watch me for 2 or 3 hours to paint. So I'm going to get right into it. I already have my paints laid out. My brushes are laid out and all. I won't get into that too much. And just my paper towels, just basic painting things that you need. This is acrylic painting. I normally paint in oil. However, I chose acrylic because I'm out here in my yard in one of my buildings. And oil paint, as you know, has a bit of a stronger odor than acrylic, so I chose acrylic. However, I would like to show something I have found in my kitchen. That I got a little jar with water in it, and I needed something to scrape my brushes off to clean. So, and I'll show this to you. This is a little, I don't know, a little screen strainer I found in the kitchen in a drawer. The little wife don't know it, and what she don't know won't hurt her, right? And she'll never know, because of the amount of things that were piled on top of that was about 2 years worth of stuff. So she won't never know. So that's our little secret, okay? And okay, hold on. She's calling me on the phone. I told her not to call. I need to answer. It might be something important. Hold on, yeah. I'm out here doing this video for YouTube out here in this building. Do I know where the screen is? A little round strainer? Nope. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what that is. So I don't know where it's at. I don't even know what it is. So let me get back to my video here. Alright, bye. Sorry about that, guys. See how it is with me? Like I said, it's our secret. Little palette right here. All it is a little paper plate that I have. I do have a regular palette that I use when I do my oil paintings. I do my oil painting on my front porch. Plenty of ventilation, no problem there. And my my palette, and if I have my arm out here, it will basically cover my entire arm, really. But these paper plates, this acrylic dries quick. Main difference between that and oil painting is the drying time, of course. And so when it dries on that palette, it's very hard to get off. These paper plates, you use them up and keep using them, and after a while you just throw it in the trash. So no problem there. And it's best to wet down your canvas if you're using acrylic. All it is, a little water, a little spray gun, not too much. Just lightly mist it. The paint will go on a lot smoother if you do that. Dip my brush into my water. Shake out all the excess. Should be good. Again, like my first video I showed you, I'll show this one time, and then so you'll know. Piles of paint, my blue, and I got a little black here. And all you do here, can you see that? Just pull out your paint like that. You got your piles of paint, don't go directly into your piles of paint, because that won't be too good. Just get enough on your brush to, again, get a nice even way through the end of your brush. Notice I don't have no paint down here because you won't need that part. That part up here is what you need. Alright, here we go. Won't be much of a sky, and this one, anywhere you want to I like to have some action into my sky. I don't like to just have a dull looking sky up here. So, and that's about as far as I am going to come down with this. And this colored all up. And this particular painting, what I want to show is how to put distance into a painting. That's one of the things what I look for when I'm, if I'm looking at a painting, is two things. Is contrast, light against dark, dark against light color, okay, and distance. And what I mean by distance is that down here at the bottom, if you're standing here, let's say there's a mountain up here, or whatever, and if it's done right, it would look like it would take you 3 weeks to get to the base of that mountain, and that's what you want to do in your, when you're doing your distance type painting. And hopefully with any luck, I can show you. And again, distance, you can put distance into your sky also by top of the sky needs to be darker than the bottom of the sky, because that will show distance into your sky. Just a little paint. And come right down here at the very bottom of your blue here, and just put in some white and just work it up. Now this is a part of your painting where you don't want your acrylic to dry, because you want your white to be blended into the blue here. And also, like I said before in my first video, when you're doing your painting, I'll say this right now, when you're doing your painting, step back from your painting, a few feet, 3, 4, 5 feet, whatever, and take a look, see what, if you have blended everything correctly, if you need to add more paint or whatever. It's easier to judge if you step back from your painting than to be up right close to your painting like I am now. And again, very important is to use, when you're painting, a little paint to more paint. It's always easier to add paint than it is to take it off. So even when you put it on your palette, or in this case paper plate, use a little paint. You can always add more paint. If you use too much paint, you have excess paint left over, and that's just, a waste of paint. Alright, enough on that. I will come back to that. I like to have that dry, the blue dry a little bit before I go on, because I want to put some clouds up here, but right now I need to let that dry a little bit. It's still a little wet, so now we're just going to use the same brush. I didn't even clean that brush off. I'm going to dip it in just a little bit of water. come into a little mixture. I also have, what I have done is I have mixed some paint already up to save a little time. And so I won't have to spend all my time mixing paint for this video. All I'm going to do now is put in some distant hills, mountains in the background. And how you do this is that when you're putting in, anything distant, use your light color first, and then work forward. As you're working down from your painting, let it get darker and darker and darker. And now, let's see here, I'm going to put in some hills, a mountain, whatever you want to call them. And all you do is use your brush, any brush you do, start wherever you want to start at. I'll start right here. And all you do, however you want your hills to look like. Load it back up. And all you're doing is just tapping and pulling down. And maybe there's another little hill here. Now, it is important that what you do is that when you're doing this, your strokes need to come straight down. Don't go at an angle like this. Come straight down. Again, use this as your guide. Come straight down to here. Don't go at an angle where your brush will, if you go out and you continue and your brush will end up over here or over here, you're doing it wrong. And anywhere you need to touch up, and just come down. Again, come straight down. I guess that'd be good for right now. I think, yeah. Now, how you can, now let's wait for this to dry some, and let's come back here. That's good enough dried. And I will come over here and get a brush. I'm back. Oh, come back over here again. There you go. And all I'm doing, using this brush, well, you can use any brush to make your cloud up here. Now there's a fairly decent amount of paint on your brush. And you come up here and now just make your little clouds, and all you do is come up here wherever you want to start at and just put them in. Let me go right here. See, it's dry, you're not getting no blue on your brush, and you're keeping your white paint true to its color. And let's see, come right here. Let's do another one. Now let's put this brush down for a second. Just a little bit of blue. Again, just work with me on this video. Eventually I'll get it right where I'll stay in the camera. And just take a little blue on your brush and come right here at the bottom of your cloud and blend your cloud out at the very bottom. Leave the top alone. A little bit too much blue. And just blend out the very bottom of that cloud. To me, clouds are probably the most freest thing in nature. You can take a picture of a rock, a tree, a bush, and take a picture of a cloud, and then come back 10, 15 minutes later, that rock, bush, tree is still going to be there. However, that cloud, you know, it could be a smaller cloud, it could have mixed in with a big, huge, bigger cloud, or no cloud. It could have just blown away. So clouds are one of the freest things to me. And when I mean by free, don't worry about as long as the cloud looks like a cloud. Again, just don't go in one circle and stay in one circle, and because it's just going to look like a circle, you know, a little cotton ball in the sky. And I think I'm going to do one more cloud. Right up here. There, that's a nice one there. Sometimes your cloud, when you're painting, whatever you're painting, it could, sometimes it'll look good. Next time you come back, it don't look so good. It all depends, you know, how you load your brush up. And right there at the very bottom. And that's all I'm going to do for a sky. Again, I normally do oil painting. This acrylic, I'm still learning the do's and the don'ts. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. All right, this should be pretty good and dry. And now what I'm going to do is show you how to, like I said, this painting mainly is how to get distance into your painting. And one of the things that you can do is see this hill here. I want to put another hill in front of that. And there's several ways you can show, you know, what I call separation. And what you can do, you know, these hills have, you know, these little misty areas that I know that you have seen. And once this thing is dry, this hill is dry, come back with some white, very little white, and just blend it. Let me get another clean brush and do this. There it is. Now this white mist that you put into your hill here, that will be your separator. And now since that, let's see here. Here it is. Dip my brush in some more water. since I have that, you can go, since you have this mist here, you can go right back into your same color that you have used, and it should work. And there it is, you have another hill. Come down some. Now that's one way you can separate. You got your sky, you got your hill here, and now you got another hill. I'm going to go into a bit darker. More of a gray. And put in another hill. And come down. I hope you can see this all right. It is different on camera than being up here, of course. Alright. Got that. Time for me to clean off my brush. Gotta do that. Got a bit amount of paint on my brush, so it's probably best to go ahead and clean it. And all I have is a paper towel, roll of paper towels. Just dry your brush off. No big deal. Now we're getting a little closer. Now we're going to start seeing some color and seeing some a more green color. So wherever you want to start at. Now, what you can do also, instead of going right here, you can turn your brush and make a little more distinct trees, because now you're getting a little closer. And again, come on down with it. Take a look, see what you, okay, that looks okay. Now we're getting really close. Let's see here. I see something that I might want to add, and you do that when you're painting, and you might see something up here, and don't fight that. Don't say, "Well, should I do it? Should I don't?" If you see it, then do it. And what I see is a little distant waterfall back here. And now I have a light shining and kind of glaring me in my eyes. Let's see here. It don't matter where. I think right here probably be a good spot. And that's all you do. And then you come back with some clear white. Just like that. Now, one thing I would like to add is that when you're doing distant things in your painting, use smaller brushes. When you're getting down here into the foreground, that's where the bigger brushes can come in. But just remember, small detail way in the background, smaller brushes. Bigger up in here. You can use your bigger brushes down here in the foreground. In the background, use your small brushes. When I put in my hills, I use the kind of one of my bigger brushes, but I wanted to get this painting, in time. So normally, I think what I would have done was used a smaller brush and put that in, but I use my big brush. If you're just starting out, use whatever brush you want to use, really. But I'm just a little heads up on that. All right. Now we're getting into some Now we're really getting into some, now we're in the middle ground here. Background, your middle ground, and this is your foreground down here. You're getting into where it's a bit more distinct trees now. The closer you get, the more detail you get. And I'm just mixing up some black and some green. And come right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in some trees. And let's see here. That's good enough. What I think I want to do first, I got to get me some more paint. And I'll get organized here in just a minute. That ain't coming out. For some reason, hold on, guys. Well, my paint didn't want to come out of the tube. all I wanted to do was put in a little mist. You know, I got this little waterfall right here, right? You know, when you have waterfalls, you're going to have some mist. Very little paint. On your brush again, see that, the little white paint? That's all you use. That's a good shot right there. And all you do is tap it in. And come out so far. And then come back here, use this little brush here to mist it in now. All you're doing is rubbing it in. There. I'm just dipping my brushes in some water. Don't want that to get dry on me. And again, I'm still learning acrylic. Now you come in with your fan brush here, and wherever you want to. Now all you're doing is tapping. Come up here. And you can come down here with your brush and just brush it out. Basically, all I'm doing is blocking in this waterfall. Now this, what I'm doing now, I'm just tapping. And some of the problems that you might have is that, I'll do it right here, is that when you're tapping, I don't know if you can see that, it kind of looks just like, I don't know, fence posts or how whatever. And if you run into that problem, it's not really an issue. All you need to do is just add some more to it. That's all it needs. And I want to come all the way out to the edge here. Why not? I'm already out here. And again, step back and see what you got. Come right here. Now you can use, now I'm using a fan brush to do this, but however, you use whatever brush you want to use. And that brings me to another point. Anyone that's doing these tutorials, you see all over YouTube, and the point now I want to make is that when you're doing your painting, if you're following along with me, you know, that's fine, but make it your own painting, okay? If, like I put a waterfall here, if you don't want a waterfall in your painting, don't do it. Okay, just use this as a little, my little paintings here, just use it as a foundation and build your own way of painting. So again, just make it your own painting, and because it is, you're painting. You don't want a waterfall, don't put it in. Now, let's say I didn't put a waterfall in there. You want to put a waterfall in your painting, you do that. It's your painting. I want to just come up and put a little trees around this waterfall because it did not look right sticking out like that. So just put in some little trees. Put some in front of your waterfall, because when you do your waterfall, when you go over and you come straight down, that's all it is. It's just a straight line, and you don't want your waterfall to look like a straight line. So put some things in front of it, whether it be trees or rocks, and it'll make your waterfall look real good. I'm just putting some more in. Now, I would add this. The majority of painting I will do, I'll be showing on this video here. However, I will go back and, and touch it up. Again, I don't want this video to last 2 or 3 hours. And hopefully it don't. And so I'll do what I can. Again, I will go back later and, touch it up, add a few things, this and that, what I think it needs. But the majority of this painting, what I'm doing, you will see. All I'm doing now is just painting in the very bottom of these trees. Probably get some water in my brush. There. There it is. All right, look what we have done so far already. And we hardly have done anything. Sky, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hills, and 5 layers of so far in this painting. Now, while that's drying, I would like to add this. Is that, in my opinion, this is just my opinion now, guys, and so you need to have 3 things in order to paint. And one of them is that you need to see it. You need to, what I mean by seeing it is that you need to either be looking at a painting or a picture in a magazine, or you need to have an idea of what you're going to paint, right? So you need to see it. Now, how I paint is strictly by I guess you call it my imagination. This is really my thoughts on canvas. Now, the people that I have met in my lifetime, you probably don't need to do that. You don't need to put your thoughts on canvas, and you know who I'm talking about. So you need to keep those people. You need to keep your thoughts to yourself. All right. So you need to see it. Okay. First thing, then the next thing is, believe it. Believe what you're seeing, what you're thinking to paint. Believe that you can paint it. Have an idea, have a game plan, have all your paints laid out. Know how you are going to put in your clouds. What brush are you going to use to put in your clouds? What brush are you going to put in your hills, your trees, and so forth. So have believe it that you can paint it. So you see it, you believe it. When you get those two out of the way, the last thing, paint it. And that is the most easiest for me for right now. I've been painting 13, 14 years, and painting is easy. It's what to paint is get a little hard, because I work on a painting in my mind for 2 or 3 days, and then I paint it. So, painting to me is somewhat easy. Again, what to paint, a little bit difficult. All right. I can see that this is still a little wet. So what I want to do now is now we're really working into the middle ground now. I'm going to grab my brush here. There. Dip it into just enough to get the tip of the bristles into the paint, into the water rather. Let's see here. What I want now is I have some a grassy area right here, and how you do that, you just come into get some green on your brush. And just come in there and paint it. And it is picking up some of that black that I had up here, which that ain't too bad. When things like that happen, don't fight it. Don't say, "Oh wow, I made a mistake." Most of the time, guys, it's not a mistake. And now I want to come into that was green. Now I want to come into some yellow ochre. Come right up here. Where's that? Now, again, I'm just winging this. I'm not looking at this is strictly for my imagination, my thought. I'm not looking at another picture or nothing. So, sometimes I get a little stuck on things. So right now, seems to be okay. Working. Now, when you're doing a distant painting like this, and you're looking, a mile or 2 or 3 miles, or if you're looking a long way away, and you're seeing a landmass right here, all you see really is color. All you see is green and or yellow, whatever it is. However, when I get down here, I'm going to have a darker area with some green in that, because the closer you get, the more you see. You go outside, you stand in the yard, you look down, you can see dirt and green and grass. But as you looking out distance wise, all you see is just green, just your color green, or whatever color you got. Now I'm going into some yellow. Highlight that a little bit. And just leave it alone. Again, when you're working in a painting, I said this before in my first video, get to whatever you're painting, get to it, paint it and leave it alone. Because if you keep adding, and then it's just going to turn into mud, and we've all painted mud, and I know I painted my share of mud, and I still do. Let's see, let's go back into some green right in here, I think. Yep. There it is. And I'm going to leave that alone. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a whole bunch of trees right here. And be careful, if you are doing this painting, be careful, you just put it in this landmass right here. I'm going to put in some trees. And just don't cover all that up, like what you just did. And I will, in a minute here, I gotta clean out another brush. Most important, guys, when you're doing, you clean the brushes, clean them really good, and they can last you for years and years. However, if you don't take care of your brushes, they're not going to take care of you. Alright, there's that. Now what I'm going to do is come right here, get some black, get some of this green also. It looks like I'm about to run out of power on my camcorder. It's blinking at me. Oh, I hope I get this in. Wipe some of that off. And just come up here and just make your trees. And this part right here, when you're making your trees, just make them, one up, a little down, and just don't make them where they're straight across, because nature is not very, I don't know, you just don't want to take a ruler and lay it here and all your top of the trees are even, because that wouldn't look right. Put a small little tree right here. Put a nice big one right here. One right here. Is it still recording? I guess it's still recording. There's that. Now I'm going to have me some more paint. Because like I told you, use a little paint and then more paint. I try to do this the way, the way I'm telling you. that. I gotta hurry get this picnic before the camera goes out on me. And all I'm doing is mixing some black and some blue in here. And I'm going to come right here and dip it in some water. Come right here. Come straight down. And the only thing I'm doing here, guys, is making, this is the way that I make water. Believe it or not. Maybe the better. Just a little, just a little. I need to add some more paint. Again, guys, I will get this right eventually, I hope. It is so important that when you come down straight down, now I know on camera this might not look so good now, but hopefully it will. Hopefully I didn't screw it up. I will lighten this up. There's that. Now, there we go. Back. This right here is a mixture of black and blue. Now I'm going to put in a touch of phthalo green. Phthalo green is basically a mixture of blue and green. Now I see a lot of paintings that has a lot of blue in their water, and I don't understand that. When I look at water, it looks dark to me, so I don't really get that. But you know, again, if that's the way they want to paint their water, is, you know, bright, dark, bright blue, my light was flickering. I don't know what that was about. So you come up here, all you're getting is some white here. Come up here and touch it. Come straight down. This is the part you don't want to overdo, guys. And wipe that off. Wipe off what you can. See that? You're not getting some color that's coming off because it's still wet. And you want to do this part when this is wet. Probably needs to get some more white paint. I don't know why that is not coming out. Oh. I guess it's coming out now. Get out of there. My tube of white wasn't coming out. That's the way it is with me. Don't know. It doesn't matter how hard I plan on doing this. Something is always going to happen. Again, guys, don't overdo this. And then, now I think you got the idea. You got a whole bunch of marks right here. This is how you put the shimmer in water here. This is the most difficult part of this painting. Watch. Woo! Boy, ain't that hard? And that's all it is. Come straight down. Now you got a nice little shimmer of lake right here. And if you want, you can take a fan brush and come into some white here. Let's say there's a shimmer of light coming right here. All you do is touch it. And this is another way you can put some distance into your painting, also in water. Is that wherever you want to do this, make a little mark and keep coming forward. And again, make it straight. That's your guide. But as you come forward, make it bigger and bigger. As you get closer to as you get closer to this bottom of the canvas, you want to make these strokes a little bigger. Can you see that all right? Good. And that's how you do it. And that's how you get distance in anything. What you're doing here is this water, or if you're doing a stream or a river or even a path, you have some woods here and you're doing a path, and what you do is you come all the way in the back, make this smaller than what you have here. Smaller, and as you get closer, you make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and that will look like distance going back into this lake right here. Now, if I was to make this and I didn't get no bigger, what it would look like, it would look flat. It looked like you're just coming straight down, and you don't want that. Little, and make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. All right. That's good enough, I guess. I got to get this in. Now I'm just going to spray this and get this into some water. Hopefully this is still recording all right. Somehow I don't think I got it all. I don't know. We'll see. And come into your painting, top of your tree here, and all you're doing is using that corner of the, let's see here, can't really see that too good. I Gotta get me some more white somehow. This white paint don't come out. There, that we had to do. And just come right up here. And I wanted to lighten this up so you can see. I think you see that a little better. And that's all I'm using. I'm not using nothing else but it's that corner of that brush. And you come up here. And all you're doing is tapping. And I don't like the way that brush is doing. I'm going to get me another brush, which I'm going to have to clean. I kind of like this brush because it's curved, if you can see that. This is the brush that I use to put in the trees. I promise you guys this will be better on my next video. I did not realize that the camera was going dead on me. There we go. The next time I make sure that it is fully charged. Because I don't want to rush through this. There, that's better. I like the way that's going on. This is another part I like to bring up real quick, is that when you're doing something, when you're painting, and you know it's a mistake, it's a little boo-boo that you making, stop. Stop immediately and change it. Because it ain't going to get any better. It sure ain't. Mix a little white into this paint. I found that if you want to have a brightened area into your painting, mix a little white in with your highlight. And this is a good way to separate one tree from another. And you know, you have all your dark in here. Do not cover up your dark, because those are your shadows, and you need your shadows into your tree. And just do one little clump of trees at a time. And I need me some more paint. Excuse me. I just feel like what I'm doing, and I'm telling you what to do, I need to do it myself. So yes, I do have to load my paint brushes up, and you know, not load my paintbrush, but get more paint on these paper plates. And what I say, little paint and add more paint. Nice one there. And the way you could separate your trees right here is, one, you can use different color, Just like what I'm doing here. Different color. You can use some dark areas, at least leave your dark areas in between a tree. Come up here, give me some white. I like to have the top of my trees a little brighter. Cause that's where the sun is coming down, right? This here. I hope I'm not going too fast. Like I said, I need to really get this in. Before that camera goes dead on me. Just changing it up here. One clump of trees at a time. Leave some dark in here. Don't forget it. And keep in mind, guys, I'm just winging this. I have no pattern. And you can turn it this way here and put in some land flat. And I think I'm going to call that complete. For right now, like I said, I got to make sure this is into the camera again. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. I was going to put in some, when I come back later on, like I said, that I will, add more things to this. What I'm probably going to do is add some bushes right here, maybe some land, maybe some flowers, and again, I do apologize that I can't finish this the way I wanted to finish it. But I think you got the idea. Mainly this was to show distance, how you get distance into your painting. And that's what I really wanted to show. So hopefully I accomplished that. And so I guess that is it for now. I will do another video coming up, and this time I will make sure this camera is fully charged so I can get this entire painting in. So until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I would like to leave you one bit of advice, my little 2 cents in, and a little advice on life. Okay, not just on painting, but on life. When you have trouble in your lives, and sometimes you don't need to look for trouble. Sometimes trouble will find you. And so, if trouble comes knocking on your door, okay, this is what you have to do. All right, you listen. Trouble comes to knocking. This is what you do. Don't answer the door. Right? You guys take care of yourselves, and until next time, come back and see me. All right? Even if you don't want to paint, that's fine. Come back and see me, and sit down, and watch me, and if you will, subscribe to my channel. One day I'll figure out what that means. To my understanding, it's it's important. I don't know, but so until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.